What's going on, fam? It's Dave coming at you on this beautiful Sunday in Philadelphia. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. We got a good little workout in, blasting off some shoulders this morning. Did some elliptical cardio, high intensity interval. About to do 12 miles on the bike, little outside workout. But I wanted to go over the week in review as far as my food prepping is going and my dropping the calories down to 2,300 approximately. So I'm going to go over that real quick with you. Had a great message at church today. I'm all dialed up right here, usually in my gym clothes, feeling fresh. I don't get to wear these nice clothes no more. I don't even fit in this no more. This is like, I got to lose that 40 pounds before I can fit in this, before I can button this button. Oh, boy. All right. So we're going to go through this real quick right here. Yeah, boy. So, okay. I'm going to show you what is going on here. Now, this is my food journal I've been keeping. I would definitely suggest you do that if you are interested in counting your calories. It's really not that hard once you get into it. There are food trackers like MyFitnessPal. There's a couple other ones like that. I don't know if Apple does one, but they are pretty helpful in so doing that. There we go. You can see that a little better there. So this is pretty much I ate like the same thing every day in the morning wise. I usually start out 5:30 to 6:30. This is day one. I had a grapefruit and 2 cups of coffee in the morning, black. Usually do that around 5:30, get some Bible reading done. Just kind of get my mind right, do some meditating, do some prayer, try to get focused on the day. That's when I'm performing my best, the well-oiled machine. So we got that. I got my green shake and whey protein supplements. I'll go over the supplements later. But this day, I started this on the 18th or the 19th, the day after my birthday. Big 4-1, baby. So I had a Greek salad that I had at the Reading terminal. I didn't get a picture of it, but it was pretty good. And I just basically took all the ingredients and using my chef knowledge, my cooking knowledge, I just broke everything down as far as the calories go and as far as the proteins, carbs, fats, fiber, sugar. I didn't separate the saturated and unsaturated fat for a couple different reasons, but I'll go over that later. But number one, it was getting to be too much information, and it's kind of a pain in the ass recording everything. So I did that. By 4 o'clock, I had a snack with it, just basically chicken breast and some fruit. Not too much, just kind of snacking like that. Just eating it cold out of the fridge like an animal. Protein bar at 5, and this Mediterranean pork tenderloin. These are the pictures I want to show you. So this is what we ate that day on the 19th. So we got our pork tenderloin right here. I made a nice little Cajun seasoning with that. I think it got some garlic powder, paprika, smoked paprika, some dark chili powder, some granulated garlic, some onion powder. And we cook pork tenderloin medium rare to medium. It's delicious. If you overcook it, it gets dry. It's nasty. I highly suggest don't overcooking that past medium. You want a little bit of pink inside. So we got some nice, large, huge asparagus spears right there. And I have some of these root veggie, or not even root veggie. We got some squash. That was the squash. So we got zucchini, yellow squash, mushrooms, red onion. I got some black olives, golden raisins in there. They are pretty high in calories and sugars with the raisins. So you got to watch out for any sort of dried fruit. Feta cheese, and we got the asparagus right there. We hit on that day, we hit 2,100 calories, which was pretty good. That was my first day. And as far as proteins, we had 33% protein. Excellent. I have to jack this number up, the 180. I should be getting, because I'm working out extensively, at least 1 gram per pound. So I'm 260 right now. I should be eating 260 grams of protein, and I'm missing that mark big time here. I'm like I'm almost 100 grams off. I'm 80 grams off right there, which is not that good. I mean, like I've been feeling that as far as muscle wise goes and as far as recovery goes, because you need the protein to synthesize and you need that to grow your muscles. So, yeah, I got to pump those numbers up. So whatever. Okay, we're going to go into day 2 here. All right. So we're going to go into day 2 right here. Now, I did make some things. So this is a leftovers day here. I just made a sandwich. As you can see right there, I took some leftover veggies, that squash and that pork tenderloin right there, and made a nice little salad. I got some avocado right there. I got some beautiful, what are they called? They're just like honey bombs or whatever in Whole Foods. Delicious cherry tomatoes. Delicious. They are so sweet and delicious, I gotta say. But as far as the food journal goes, same deal. Grapefruit, fruit bowl in the morning. And I will show you what that fruit bowl looks like. But it's good. And then I had a cold pressed juice. Now, one thing I want to specify, and a lot of people don't realize this, if you are drinking a lot of beverages that are high in calories and they have a lot of different other things in them, added sugars especially, you got to watch out for that, because beverages are the largest increase in your calories, and added sugars especially that contribute to your being obese or overweight or just general poor health. It's in beverages. So your sodas, your fruit juices for that matter as well. Unless they're really fresh squeezed, but sugar is sugar, so it has calories, and it's usually a lot of calories. So I digress. You got another protein shake. It's just canned tuna straight out. Oh, but a little bit of mayo on there. But yeah, just eat that kind of plain protein bar right there. Vegetable soup with beef broth. That was some leftover. But from St. Patty's Day, I made a corned beef and cabbage stew, basically. And then I sold the corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and broth to my one buddy. But I had some leftover broth, so I'm just counting it like that. Whatever. And then that little sandwich right there, that little sandwich and the salad is like 813 calories. So just to keep that in mind. And that's the good sprouted wheat bread that's not as, it's fairly healthy considering other bread, and like if you get focaccia or any sort of table bread, French bread for that matter, it's very high in calories. But I'm going to keep this moving here because we are moving along and making power moves, baby. Making power moves. Okay, there's 1 and 2. We're going to go to day 3. And I want to try to keep this going here. So we still had some of these. This goes into your meal prep. You can prep all of your veggies, this squash and stuff like that. Like I made a whole bunch of it, and then I basically I had it left over, so I just kept eating it. So this is chicken with feta cheese and that squash. Super easy. It takes like less than. Oh shit. Okay. Relax yourself. Got a little crazy there. Got too many tabs open. Shut you down. But yeah, so that is that right there. Fireball action. And that's some root veggies that I cooked that day. That's some root veggies. We got some carrots, we got some parsnips, we got some onions, we got some Japanese sweet potatoes. They're delicious, and they're not as high in calories as other sweet potatoes. So what else we got here? I don't want to get copyright strikes here. Oh, so there's some more squash and mushrooms that we got right there. And what else we got? Okay, so on that day, same deal. I kind of had the same amount for breakfast and lunch. I still had a little bit left over of that the beef broth, John. And I basically listed everything there, whatever. We get 2,200 calories and 2,245 calories, and we're still not hitting the mark. 181 grams of protein, carbs. It's still hitting there. It's the 32% of that. Unfortunately, I got to put my calories back up to hit the protein levels that I need. Otherwise, I'm going to start losing lean muscle mass, and that's not going to be a good time. Not going to be a good time at all. But yeah. Oh, and here's the breakfast, and I eat this pretty. Oh, never mind. I lied. It's not the breakfast. Okay, day 4. Here we go. Same deal. The fruit bowl in the morning, all the way up. Protein shakes, seared Southwest chicken breast. This one I forgot. Day 4, I just had leftovers. Basically, I didn't even take any pictures. All I ate was that squash and leftover chicken breast. This right here is the breakfast that I eat every morning. Every morning is pretty much the same thing. I subbed out the cantaloupe with honeydew because I switched it out. Actually, cantaloupe's a little bit better for you and less in calories. But right here, we have strawberries, honeydew. We got some bananas. We got some blueberries. What else we got in there? We got shaved coconut. That's chia seed. This is skyr yogurt, and it is Icelandic yogurt. It's one of my favorites. It's just nice, thick, and creamy. It holds its texture. It doesn't have any added sugars. It might have a little bit, but it's very low in that. It's like 140 calories for like 4 ounces of it, which is very reasonable considering it's got a decent amount of protein in it for breakfast. So it's nice. It's just nice to start the day with this because it's got a lot of fiber in these fruits as well. So it keeps you satiated. There's granola on there as well. It's just delicious. I love that. That's one of my favorite part of the day, eating that. Today I skipped it because I've been running around like a madman. Getting swole, tan, and juicy takes time. All right, what do we got here? All right, day 5. Day 5. Okay, so we got more of that. Okay. So basically, same deal. The fruit bowl, grapefruit. One of these days, I switched it up with an omelet. It was delicious. I think it's day 6, but same deal. And then I all hit up until 7 p.m. I switched it up and had a different. I had a different meal. I finished up with a delicious salad, and it was awesome. So we'll go through that real quick right here. Oh, all right. Okay. Calm yourself down there. There we go. So we got some prosciutto right here. We got some organic free-range egg right, huh? There's about 2 ounces of that blackened chicken right here. I got some fresh burrata, truffle burrata right there. We got some strawberries in there. This is spinach and arugula, baby spinach and arugula right there. There is some of that roasted squash that I put in there as well. Turned out really good, and I was very happy with this. And it was a lot of calories, but it was well worth it. So we can go through that real quick. Garden salad, prosciutto, blackened chicken, herb roasted vegetables, burrata, feta cheese, boss pear, cucumber, strawberry, tossed with lemon, champagne, vinegar, and extra virgin olive oil. And that it just was hit all sorts of good things. So that was 980 calories in this right here. 980 calories, which is when someone tells you salads are healthier, they are healthy. Like that's way healthier than just, meat and potatoes kind of deal. But it didn't really have that much protein in it, surprisingly, because I should have probably put some more chicken in there. But that'll give you. Oh, yeah. It would be nice. It would be real nice. Yeah. That looks good. That looks good. So, all right, keep it moving here. Keep it moving, buddy. Keep it moving, buddy. We ain't got all day. Yeah. All right. day 6. Day 6. All right, day 6, I switched it up, and I had an omelet to start the day, and then I had a fruit bowl after. This day, I kind of went a little crazy with my calories, I believe. All right, what do we got here? Okay, calm down. So yeah, that omelet in the morning. This omelet's 636 calories right here, and it was phenomenal and well worth it. I got a little color on there. I like my omelets like that. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I'm not French. I'm not going to cook your omelet all nice and no color on there. I like my omelet caramelized. Fight me about it. Okay, these are the root veggies that I cooked the other day. So I just threw them in the oven as is and let them roast up and get caramelized in the oven. So that's a nice way to use leftover stuff for breakfast. And they're delicious. They're delicious. And for breakfast, you that with the eggs, I mean, forget about it. And then I had a nice baby arugula salad with some diced tomatoes right there. And I put a little bit of aged Gouda. I just did a little microplane of that on there for some flavor. And there's aged Gouda in here as well. I'm not going to get too into this. It's 3-egg omelet. I will show you how to make that at some point. But there is an okay amount of protein. I mean, it should be a little bit higher, which would be better for my goals. There is a good amount of fat in there as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. You just got to be aware of how much. And a lot of people don't talk about like how much oil they're using to cook with, whether it's whole butter, which is surprisingly less calories than extra virgin olive oil, but it's a lot better than eating any sort of canola oil or soy oil or whatever, grapeseed oil or vegetable oil. Don't get me started on seed oils, because that's a whole nother episode on how terrible they are for your health, and which is one of the biggest problem, which hydrogenized oils, which is fake shortening, it's a lot of bad stuff going on with that, which is an extremely bad thing for your body and your cardiovascular system and all sorts of bad stuff. High blood pressure, not going to have a good time. Okay, so that's the omelet right there. So we did the fruit bowl as well, just because it's my favorite. I love it. So I mowed down some almond butter that day, and with some celery sticks, 315 calories right there, which is a lot. And then my protein bar, and then I had ham and bean soup that night. That was my dinner, the ham and bean soup. I didn't take a picture of it, but I ate a whole quart of that, so it was like 990 calories. That day we hit 2,900 calories. That was the highest day of calories, because of the omelet, and the ham and bean soup was almost 1,000 calories. Whatever. I got to finish this. We're running a little late here. Running low on time. Day 7. And day 7 here, this one I just did, which was yesterday. So grapefruit, fruit bowl. I had some apple slices, hard-boiled egg as snacks at 12:30. 3:30, I had a protein bar. 5:30, after I go back from the gym, I had a protein shake. I had some canned tuna. I had another protein bar at 7. This is the day that I recognized that I wasn't getting enough protein in my body. So this is yesterday. So I had to adjust everything accordingly to get to the goals where I am. And unfortunately, getting enough protein is extremely difficult. And a lot of people don't realize they're not eating enough protein in their diet. I mean, I thought I was, and I wasn't. And then I made a chicken marsala last night. And this one I used, instead of like a traditional marsala using like chicken stock or beef broth or whatever like that, I actually made, rehydrated mushrooms, and then I boiled them out, and so they're wild mushrooms. And then I used that, which doesn't have any calories in it, because it's not like a beef broth or anything like, you don't have like the bone collagen and whatnot, which, I mean, collagen's good for you, and it's good to have some of that. But if you're looking for calorie wise and you want flavor, you can get dried mushrooms fairly cheap in bulk and then use that as stock, and that's better flavor and it's lower calories than anything you would get as far as in boxes, as far as broth goes, that you would get in a grocery store, which also has a lot of sodium in it as well, that you just have to be aware of. So this was delicious, I gotta say. We got mushrooms and onions in this sauce right there. I herb roasted some potatoes and I had some broccoli rabe. That's one of my favorite dishes to make because it's got a lot of flavor. It's just very fresh. It's easy to make. It's always, people love it. I love it. If you want to get real crazy with it, you can just drizzle some truffle oil right on top of there and freaking blow your balls off. Whoa, where'd that come from? That is 995 calories. So, oh, I forgot to say with that sauce, I added a little champagne vinegar to deglaze with at first. It's a lemon champagne vinegar. It's a good one from Napa. It's fairly expensive, but that will add some more flavor to the sauce itself, where you don't have to season as much with salt. Vinegar is an excellent way, and any sort of acid like lemon juice and vinegar are excellent ways to really help with seasoning. And so you're not adding so much sodium to everything, and you have all those sorts of different nuances and flavor profiles that you can use with the vinegars themselves. So we got some chicken breast, broccoli rabe, mushrooms, potatoes, onions, caramelized onions, whatever. We hit 2,400 calories there. I finally hit my protein goal, not really quite where I'm at, but my goal weight is 225, so that's a lot closer. We had 215 calories with that. So I'm hitting 35% of my total daily kilocalories is 35%, which is a lot better. My carbs are pretty low, so I'm hitting really almost ketogenic levels right there. And my fats are still fairly high at 34%. So I'm hitting low carbs. Low carbs for the most part, and pretty high in fats and getting higher in protein. So as I expand this and as I get going more with the protein and we're 22 minutes. Expanding the protein consumption, it's gonna, I'm gonna have to adjust things as far as the calories go. So if we can stay in that 2,300 range and still continue 2-a-days for the most part, one workout in the morning, one calisthenics core for about 20-30 minutes, and then cardio, and then sometimes I'm hitting another strength exercise workout later on in the day. So that'll be a 2-a-day. Today I hit one. I'm probably going to do another one. I talked about that, but yeah, I also did some measurements. I'm going to do measurements. My camera might go out, but I would definitely suggest getting like a Taylor's tape measure, like the soft one that you can like this. That way you can measure your body parts, your bicep. I did my waist, my chest, my neck, all that good stuff. And you want to be able to you want to keep track of that stuff because it's important. And you want to see not necessarily how much weight you're losing, but how's your body composition shifting? Is your body shifting in ways that are beneficial? Are you gaining gut, which is a bad thing? You don't want that. Like, you want to be losing inches, centimeters in your stomach, in your, if you're trying to tone up your butt, then you want to be losing that. You don't want like a dumpy, floppy titties, unless that's your thing. All right. Body measurements. We'll go over this real quick. I did not put them up there, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. So my stomach a week ago, I'm gonna do more. It's 46 inches, and that is from belly button to back, and that is parallel to the ground. So you got to be aware. So 46 inches, that is freaking big. That's way too big for me. I'm working on that. My waist, which would be roughly, it's not your true pant size, but with the tape measure itself, fuck. All right, we're back in. We're back in. DSLR working on there. It only goes for a certain amount of time, so it happens. Yeah, we got to work on that. We got to work on that hard. My butt is 44 inches, and that is like this area right here. Like, so that's like pants are coming off. It's like blast off. So that's like right here, all the way around. That's how you measure your butt there. 44 inches. I got a 51-inch chest. My biceps are 18. I got 18-inch pythons, baby. The forearms are 14 and a half inches, calves 16.5. Yeah, I got small calves. All right, I'll fight you. Upper thigh, I got 27 inches. Lower thigh, I got 21 inches. We got 19-inch neck. Just blasting out them traps. So that's those are the measurements. I'm gonna put them up there, and then we can see. I'm gonna do some measurements later on. I'll do a separate video on that. But that's that. I mean, it just takes some work, and it's not it's not easy. It's not easy, and to be accurate in it, I'm trying to make this as accurate as possible. You can go in these apps like MyFitnessPal. There's a Nutritionix, something I've seen. I've been kind of using as reference points, but. And there is like with the other one, they have stuff like you can buy in the grocery store. Like they'll have like, or like you might get out to eat, for instance, like if you're going to a large chain or something like that, like Cheesecake Factory, they have different dishes in there already in it. Let me look and see. I'll just show you exactly what it is. All right. Well, whatever. Basically, you can look it up online. Just look up like calories in blah blah blah, whatever you're looking for. Whatever comes up on Google, like the first three or four things that aren't sponsored ads. One's called like Nutritionix, but it'll label basically what's in it. Now, the hardest part of this is getting your beverages because people tend not to include what their beverages and what they're drinking in there. If so, say you go ham and have a couple beers, and each one of those beers you have an IPA that's 300s plus calories. It's a numbers game. And not all calories are created equal, as you can see. Like we can take butter, for instance, and olive oil. Like olive oil has more calories, but and then butter has more saturated fat. So you kind of have to weigh which things are more beneficial. Like that salad had almost 1,000 calories in it, but it also had a ton of fruits and veggies in it as well. So you gotta have to see what is beneficial to you. And as far as the numbers game, like you got to be working out. And I definitely suggest having like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something. I mean, I use the Apple Watch just because I have it, but it's really important to see how many calories you're burning. So you're like, what is your burning calories for the day? Like you can find what you're burning as your sedentary, what your metabolism is actually burning just based on your weight and height and your age. But you want to see how much you're actually burning, like for your workouts. Like if you're not working out, you're really just, kind of going day to day, it's going to be very difficult to lose weight. It's going to be very, very difficult to lose weight. And I have friends and I have some clients that actually kind of try to do this. Like they'll start working out and then they'll stop and they'll get back in like to their old ways and their old eating habits. And I know I do it myself. Not anymore. I'm pretty vigilant at this point in my life because I really don't want to go back to that because the being overweight and obese, because it's just not a good way to live. You have less energy, you're lazy, you're lethargic. The whole body positivity thing is total BS. Your quality of life is not as good. You're more susceptible to infections. You're more susceptible as far as your immune system. It's just not a good way to live. Not to mention your mental health, which is a whole nother video. And We have talked about that several times. So we're going on about 30 minutes at this point, and yeah, this is week 1. So I'm 260 right now. The body fat percentage, I don't even know where I'm at really. I'm guessing somewhere around 25%, probably somewhere around those. We'll get into the lifts and what kind of workout stats we're looking at right now, which you should keep track of. I mean, you should definitely keep track of that, keep track of your body measurements, and keep track of what you're eating and drinking, because it's all going in there and it's all got to come out. And it's a numbers game. It's simple. What goes in has to come out. If not, you're adding weight. I mean, it's simple. But it's also really hard to do for a lot of people, and especially this day and age. That's why we got to stay at it. Stay motivated, stay vigilant, stay sober-minded. Really just try to be better. Try to be better in every single aspect of our lives, whether that's getting in shape, building spiritually, building a business, building relationships, being kind to people, doing things without asking anything in return, paying it forward, loving your enemies, which was a great message last week. And we got to be aware of that. And we got to be really be to really be rising above a lot of the insanity of the world that's going on right now, and focus on things that are positive, and focus on ideas that are actually going to help people. Because, I mean, there's so much stuff out there. There's not much we can do about it. Yeah, we can bitch and moan to each other about it and say, oh my God, can you believe this? Can you believe that? Can you believe so-and-so? Can you believe this celebrity? Can you believe this politician? Can you believe this freaking jagoff over here? Like, yeah, who cares? Who freaking cares? I don't give a flying F about any of those people. I don't. I care about the immediate people surrounding me, and the people that I can help and influence in ways that are positive to them. And I mean, like, it goes both ways too, because I mean, like, you will, at certain points in your life, not everyone's super positive all the time. Like, sometimes you become toxic. So you kind of have to weigh the difference of how you're treating. Do people want to be around you? Like, you know, that you win more. What is it? What's that saying go? You attract more bees with honey rather than vinegar, so to speak. It's kind of a stupid analogy, I guess, but regardless, I mean, do you want to win friends and attract people? Then, I mean, it's not about necessarily winning friends, but it's also about being someone amicable and friendly and kind. I learned that the hard way. Went deep into a hole, and it's addicting to get into that. Depression and anxiety are terrible, terrible things, because they are a deep spiral heading to oblivion. And sometimes when you stare into the abyss stares back. That's why it's good to get your day started on a positive note, a positive mind frame, and really just focus on quality goals, because we are at a turning point. We are at the precipice at this point, and it's important for us to be, like I said, sober-minded, focused on a positive future, rather than allowing the world and really evil forces to bring us into a very diluted and warped mindset that will bring your whole soul down into the depths of hell, honestly. And it really doesn't matter, because we have to keep our minds, our spirits, our hearts, and our physical bodies focused on what is above, focused on what is good, what is loving, what is light. Just the people all in the darkness that just bicker at each other and make snarky tweets just to piss people off and whatever on social media, it's not going to help anyone. And if you focus your life on that, it's not going to lead you anywhere good. It's not. And I don't care what you see on social media. That is mostly a fabrication. It's a highlight reel. A lot of times those people are hurting inside and they are struggling. Now think about it. If you have to watch that stuff, like think about like some of the independent people, or if you are surrounding yourself with that news every single day, yeah, be aware. But I mean, if you're surrounding yourself with that every day and you're not, I mean, and you're putting out like fakeness and lies, like that's, I mean, imagine what that does to your soul. Like, how can you look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with what you see? And then it starts manifesting as your life goes on too. I mean, you can see like people have like sores and like things and like their postures all slunched over, like the way they talk to people. They're like, ah. Never smile, just scowling at people like, no. All angry. And that it manifests in disease as well. I mean, you look at that. You look what stress does. You look at your mind view and how you present yourself and how you view the world directly affects your mind, and it directly affects your body. And I mean, it's a direct reflection of your spirit and your soul, which a lot of people have twisted demonic souls. I'm going to get started on that. That's a whole nother video. We're 36 minutes. I go on and on and on. This guy. Sunday. I'm going to leave it there. Peace out and God bless y'all. Peace.